Welcome back to the No Agenda Podcast, a place where we cut through the bullshit and get you straight to the stories that you want to hear. I'm your host, Jimmy. This is my co host, Jackson. What's going on, man?
So man, today the quite a special episode, the missing 411.
Missing
Do you
411.
know missing 411? Yeah, do you know anything about it?
I do, because we filmed this episode last night and it got deleted.
Yeah, it's so
so.
great. I'm so. Oh.
so
Yeah,
all
we
that
already
all
filmed
that
this
raw
episode.
reaction,
Yeah,
it's
our reaction's not gonna happen. He didn't know before we filmed. We got through an hour and a half of recording and only 4 minutes recorded. So,
that's great.
you
I
know,
love
it's
that.
great.
That's
It's good. I love hardship. It's
But yeah. Well, we
God's
didn't get
greatest
through the last
warrior.
411. We were on like the one Mr.
Yeah,
Ballin was talking about.
yeah, and
So
I pulled up two news stories, so you can have somewhat of a raw reaction to two of them.
there we
So
go. So we've just got a whole new show based on a show that we already had filmed. Got it.
yeah, yeah. All
All right.
right,
Well,
so
let's get into it.
let's get into it, right? So and I apologize, if this the first episode we had recorded was so great, it was phenomenal, but anyway, we're here now, so let's get into it. First story. Oh, real quick, let me go over missing 411. So for those listening and not aware what missing 411 is, I think something like 20,000 people go missing on average throughout the United States and their national parks, and that's I think just the national parks. I think it is a bit of a bigger number in including other areas such as cities. But yeah, a lot of missing people reports could be chalked up to normal circumstances, falling, getting lost, dying to the elements, even some cases they got kidnapped. But there is a man out there named David Politis who put together a series of books titled Missing 411, and they are about a few hundred cases of very strange cases about people going missing in national parks and forest areas. I'm very fascinated by it. If you're into the paranormal, it's something to get into. These episodes I have pulled up today are not very paranormal esque. Maybe the last one a little bit, but yeah, let's jump straight into it. So the first story I have is about the disappearance of Dennis Martin. Dennis Martin disappeared on June 14th, 1969. He was around the age of 6. So Dennis Martin went on a trip with his dad, and I think let's see, grandfather and older brother as well. It was what does you call that? Father's Day. Can't forget that. I think I got a year until the next one. But yeah, so Father's Day they met up with another family that also to be happened called the Martin family. They went camping, and there was a variety of age of kids around. They're all playing tag. In this there's a forested area a little beyond where they're having their fire and all that. It's not too late at night, but the sun's an hour away from setting. It's still light out though. You can see pretty well. And Dennis Martin, he's wearing a red shirt, so it's pretty easy to see him. And his dad's watching him the whole time, even though they're trying to hide. So Dennis Martin, 6 years old, not very good at hiding. But anyway, so at some point the kids decide that they want to sneak up on the parents and scare them. And so as they're doing that, the kids told Dennis Martin, or I'll just refer to him as Dennis now, that his shirt was bright red, so he's a little too obvious. He should go around further into the tree line and come back out and scare him. And so Dennis's dad saw this happening and was not worried at all because he could see Dennis because of the red shirt poorly hiding in the tree line behind a little bush. Anyway, so a few minutes go by, the kids come out, scare the family. The family fakes it. Oh my gosh, you got me. They're looking around. Where's Dennis? His dad looks behind the bush. No Dennis. Oh, maybe he wandered off a little bit, walked 100 feet to look for him into the tree line and all that. Gone, gone, without a trace. Can't find him. His dad starts to panic. The whole family and the other Martin family starts to run around and look for him. They get the accounts of the kids. What happened? Oh, he was behind the bush. The dad saw him behind the bush, right? Also, to clarify too, this happened in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, Tennessee. Just a little set the scene a little bit if you've ever been there. Anyway, so quickly after Dennis going missing, they I think it was about an hour. after looking for him and they couldn't find him, they reported it immediately to park rangers, and a very large search uh, was, excuse me, not a very large search, the largest search in national park history happened. We mentioned this yesterday. Green Berets were up there, National Guard members. They're up to 1,400 people, including Boy Scouts scouting the area. We had a good bit for this yesterday, but it's not the same when you hear the
Well, we
story for the
talked
second
a
time.
little bit on how it's kind of weird that Green Berets were involved and not like PJs or even like SWIT crews but like
Yeah.
Green Berets, I don't know if, search and rescue SAR is really their like
No,
forte,
they
right? They're a direct action force multiplier. So it's kind of
yeah.
like, I thought that was
No,
unique.
they're a hit team actually. They're if you read a little more into it, they're actually someone put a hit out on Dennis Martin and they just want to confirm the job was done. So that's why I sent the Green
The
Berets in.
Green Berets took out Dennis Martin. Case closed.
What happened?
Case closed.
Case closed. I just solved it.
We
Well,
did
no,
it.
in all seriousness though, yeah, 1,400 people, largest search of all time for national park history to this day, and a lot of the what do you say? Researchers, investigators say that was one of the problems into finding him because how many people were looking for him, and as I said, this kid was never found.
Do you
Went
wonder
missing.
if this is like a classic case of like, so everyone's out there searching, but there's probably like a lack of organization? Because I don't know about like incident command system back in what was this,
Was
1969?
69, I think. Yeah,
So I'm
1969. Yeah.
sure that like the incident command system was poorly structured or not structured at all at that time. I wonder if
Yeah,
this
from
was
what I
like everybody was just kind of freelancing and doing fuck all, and
yeah,
nobody
that's
really
what
like was tracking movements as well as they should have been.
100%. I think you had. I mean, not only did you have army units there, you also had Boy Scouts, you had park rangers, you also had a ton of volunteers. So this was not like, yeah, some of them were like professional groups, but the others were just like people just getting after it, right? I mean, it's a moving thought knowing like 1,400 people in less than like a day or two went up to go look for this kid. But at the same time, like one of the I mentioned this yesterday, one of the biggest findings they had uh, was a footprint they found, and I'll clarify this too. It started raining that night, so if they were to see his footprints, they wouldn't have been seen because it got washed away by the rain. But I want to say a few days after the search, they found the footprint, and it was later written off due to the fact that there's a Boy Scout troop up in the search area looking for him as well. So they chalked it up as to, oh yeah, that's the Boy Scouts. What is it? He's 6 years old, size like what, 2, 3 foot. Maybe that's a little small, but yeah, they chalked it up to being the Boy Scouts. But some sources say it matched the shoe that Dennis Martin was wearing and should have been looked at more closely. But like I said, too many people looking for it. Like you said, incident command. I don't think was
Yeah, I'm sure it was
a
just
thing, man.
freelancing out there and
Just yeah. I mean, like
out in the
like
the
imagine we could
woods
have
is
went out
probably
there,
easy. Yeah, we probably were. It's
We-
it was yeah. I don't. Again, last night we had a better kind of take on this. I
Yeah.
think. I mean, he was probably just hate by a wild animal.
Well,
I
listen to
hate to
this.
be that way, but
Listen to this. This is the weirdest one. I know I told you this yesterday, but 5 miles away, like what is it? I think like an hour or a few after he went missing, there's another group of hikers before like all it got pushed out that this kid's missing. These aren't searchers; they're just hikers. They heard a blood curdling scream off in the distance, about 5 miles away, and that's it. That's the footprint and the scream are the only two things that have been reported. The scream, they did like investigate that area. They covered 50-mile search area and they found absolutely nothing, which is weird. I know we talked about this yesterday, but like, don't you think like how does a kid? We talked about like ruck times and all that. Like, how does a kid cover that much distance? 56 square miles in over. I mean, they searched for hard for 2 weeks, and another 2 weeks after that. 56 square miles. This kid, no sign of him, no nothing. Seems a little weird, man.
yeah, I mean, again, I still don't know how well they combed that square mileage. It's it's hard. I mean, realistically, like I don't believe in the supernatural, so I truly believe that this is just like classic case of kid got lost. He probably like wandered in to the lion's den, no pun intended, but
Yeah.
just like kind of just like walked into Okay, where was it? What park was it?
Smoky Mountain National Park.
So bears is my. I
Yeah,
mean, they probably
I
just
will. It's close enough to what are the Appalachian Mountain Range? It's close enough,
yeah.
you know.
And I think there's grizzlies out there, which is like the most
Oh well,
aggressive bear.
are you not? I was getting more into the paranormal there. Are you not tracking like the weird stuff that goes on in Appalachia?
I've heard. I thought that was like a more of a East Coast Appalachia thing, like closer to like I don't know. I was thinking more that like
No.
Virginia or maybe West
Yeah,
Virginia, I guess.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like
No, it's no,
I've
it's
heard I
definitely
have
it's
heard
more
of
there.
some
It's more
things.
there.
I actually feel like that's like an area of the United States I know so little about because when it pulls up on my feed, it's always like this weird supernatural stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
going on out here?
There's
But
we could do a whole episode on it, but yeah,
we
there's
should do a
weird
whole
stuff going
episode
on
on it.
there. I will. I will.
So yeah, I'm
I'm
chalking this up. If we're coming down to like what do I think, I'm chalking it up to he was eaten alive or dead. I don't know. He was killed by
or
bears.
death.
I just think like
But they never found anything like
well,
that. Don't you
but
think in
would they?
56
I don't
miles,
know.
1,400 people? Most
He's
of
a
the time,
seven,
people go
8-year-old
missing.
kid ripped him in half. Honestly, I mean
Yeah, but don't you the bone fragments like in most other cases, even if they're eaten or fell off a cliff, they find the body, they find the remains. Even decades later, they find you know clothes fragments and all that because an animal's not gonna eat the clothes too. Maybe like a little bit, but you know. I also missed something. The third thing. So there's a third theory, right? He was abducted or taken out of the park by something or someone. You know, his father was a big proponent of this theory. So I missed this one. This is also, if you believe in that sort of stuff, like I said, I do. I don't know if I believe this exact story, but someone up the trail also said they saw a shaggy-looking man or bear-type creature. Sources differ on what they say, but a
Bigfoot
lot of
got him.
sources more. Bigfoot got him, yeah, and
Sasquatch
they
got
said
him.
they saw this shaggy man was carrying like a red cloth. Like
What do you
maybe
know
like
about Bigfoot? What do you
like
know
he
about Bigfoot?
undressed the kid and just swallowed him
Whoa,
whole. You know, kind
whoa.
of like a dog eats like chicken. Pause.
You undressed
Resume.
your chicken?
Anyway, yeah, I don't. I mean, you could. I mean, let's not. Anyway, let's not sexualize 6-year-olds, please, Wyman. Let's lock in.
I was talking
Um,
about the chicken. I
but
just thought it was weird. All right, carry on. Carry on.
but yeah,
Hi,
that's
I'm. Never mind. Just go ahead.
yeah. Let's anyway. It's a touchy subject.
I'm
Um,
Chris Hansen. Go ahead and step into my office, please.
yeah, please. Speaking of my lapel, please. Sorry, I'm having malfunctions with my Zen. Bear with me. I'm back. I'm back. Anyway, yeah. So I also heard we did this whole episode yesterday. You found him. Like you know where Dennis Martin is to this day. Am I mistaken? Like we solved the case yesterday. I think we lost Jimmy here. God damn it. Oh my
No, no, no. We're good. Sorry,
god. Oh,
had
okay,
a
we're good. Oh, thank
mic
God.
malfunction.
Thank
No,
God.
bizarre,
Fine.
bizarre course of events. Basically, like I know a Dennis Martin who's roughly like fits the age that this individual would be, who was like in my Boy Scout troop growing up, like a leader. So he's like in his 60s. I don't want to like oust any more of him, but it's like I was like, wow, that's really weird. Like Boy Scouts, roughly like I think he's like mid to late 60s. Like it fits, everything fits. I was like, wow, that's bizarre. But I was I was looking at like Bigfoot and kind of just like while you were talking about that. This is actually something we didn't talk about yesterday, really. Just the origins of Bigfoot. So it came in like the late 50s, where in it's like Bluff Creek, California. I don't know how accurate that is, but when workers
I
found
know this.
giant footprints,
I
do you
know this exact story.
you know
I want
this?
to tell you this story. So I know this exact story. It's the most credible Bigfoot sighting of all time.
Okay,
Happened
let's
out in
go do
California.
this.
Do this? Okay, so the gist of this one. So there's these three guys, gold prospectors, went out to California in the 50s, right? So this is post-war, a California gold rush, time to be alive. I don't have this pulled up, so it's off the top of my head. Holy shit, excuse me. Anyway, so they went out. They had this little shack they would always go to. There's this little stream where they would, prospect for gold, all that. Anyway, they have this weird like they pretty much have wooden logs kind of stacked up against this bigger tree that they kind of stay in at the night, right? It's like a very weird makeshift shelter. Anyway, so they have for whatever reason a recording. This might be later in the 50s, but they have this recording. I think it's the 50s. I don't know how they got it, but they have this like cassette player type something, right? So these three guys, they start hearing weird like whistles off in the distance, and these guys are like, like rugged men. They're out in the backcountry a lot. They know what the whistles of animals sound like. It's kind of like a lot of the people in like guys in war, different like ways to communicate. Sometimes it could be whistling. Hunters, they use
Navajo
different
code talkers.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's not exactly what I was getting at, but like hunters. Wait, did you say Navajo code talkers?
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. Bigfoot's he's just a shell shocked veteran. He's just an old veteran with extreme PTSD.
That's exactly what it is. But
Fucking, they're in the trees.
that was good. I like that. But I was thinking more like on the lines of like hunters, during like bird call sounds and all that. But Navajo code talkers, I like too. But yeah, so these guys, hunted. They prospect for gold. Like I said, rugged men. They start hearing these bird whistles, right? And they're imitating a bird that one of the guys recognizes, and he's like, "That bird is not a nighttime bird because at this point it's nighttime, right?" And about I want to say 50, 75 meters, excuse me, yards. That's about the same thing. Like a little half a football field away. I want to say. Excuse my math on that, but there's a little lake, right? A little
That's an
pond,
American
lake,
math.
You could say.
American education system.
Yeah,
We
American
don't use
education
fuck
system.
the metric system.
Yeah, fuck the metric system. Fuck any system, just football field, I'm
Fuck
talking
the system.
American
You heard
football
it here
field.
first. You heard it here first.
Yeah, I want to. If you're thinking like a football field, it's about. Anyway. So yeah, this one guy hears the noise of the birds, and he's like, "Yeah, that's not a normal sound. It's not normal for these birds to be up at this time. That's weird." They listen in even more. They're like, that sounds like someone's imitating that noise. Like that, it's not what a bird sounds like because they're listening in a little more and they're like, what the fuck's going on, right? They hairs in the back of the neck stand up and all that. They're like, what the fuck? And then they hear the whistles across the lake and one on the other side of the lake. So they're on the opposite sides of this lake, right? And so they're like, "What the fuck's going on?" And then they're moving, and they hear the whistles come closer and closer and closer. And these things that are whistling they can kind of tell like they've hunted before. They are moving in, like they are doing. What's it when you get up and you shoot, and then your buddy goes, and then he gets down, he shoots, and then you go bounding. These guys,
Bounding.
Yeah, these guys are bounding up towards their target, and that they kind of freak out because they're like, oh shit, these are like hunters. Whatever
This is
is
just
making
Rambo.
these noises is
They were just fighting Rambo.
Rambo is out in the jungle trying to kill them, and these guys. I don't know if they were in World War II, but they probably were, and they're probably freaking out, right? They're like, "What the fuck?" PTSD starts kicking in. They just start lighting. No, I don't think they have rifles. I think they have rifles. I could be wrong. Yeah, I think they do. I think they, like I said, this story's off the top of my head.
It was 1957. Everybody had a rifle.
Yeah,
They probably had a rifle, a cigarette, and a bottle of Jack.
Oh,
and they combined
100%,
all
dude.
three of them and had a great time.
All that. Yeah, and they kind of, anyway.
Yeah, they did everything they wanted.
They did.
Just men being men.
Just men being men, and
taking
I'm not
shots.
gonna make that joke.
Good. No, carry on.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm not getting too stressed because we anymore. Anyway,
so what we've learned is Dennis Martin was taken by Bigfoot. Bigfoot is actually Rambo. Rambo is a World War II veteran with extreme PTSD. He doesn't know where he's at. I think we just solved the case.
I think we just did. And he's actually. I have another theory.
He's
too,
not
on
ripped.
A little bit.
He's hairy.
He's hairy.
He's hairy.
Wrote his hair. He was trying to dodge another draft. He was trying to.
Yeah, he was
dodge
like, I'm not. Korea? Fuck that.
Fuck that. Vietnam? Fuck no. I'm going to the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, he was practicing. He's like, they're in the goddamn trees.
Bro ran from Green Berets. Bro gets it. He gets it. But yeah, circle back to this Bigfoot story. approaching the cabin, right? And if, like I said, off the top of my head, this might be another Bigfoot story, but I'm pretty sure they start throwing shit like these things start throwing like large rocks. They were described as boulders at this structure. Like I said, it's kind of breaking as they're throwing the rocks, freaking out. Like I said, they got a recording of the sounds of the whistling, and as they got closer, it wasn't whistles anymore. It was like hoots and hollers, kind of human like, kind of not, kind of animalistic like, right? Weird. And there's actual recording of this audio that, like I said, we could do a whole Bigfoot episode in the existence of Bigfoot, and we could actually put this audio in because it is fascinating. It was whatever profession that it is to like debunk, audio sounds. Like I said, it's hard to fake audio sounds in the 50s. So it ended up being proven to be real audio sounds, and they couldn't match it to any known animal even to this day. What the fuck was that?
It's
I'm
actually
pretty sure, like I said, go ahead.
really, this is really eerie. Like the more
This is weird, huh?
I Google this, obviously I don't believe in it, but this is
I do. I
very
believe in
just
this, bro.
bizarre.
I think this is where all of Bigfoot comes from. I think you get into the history of bipedal humanoids, right? Like we're Homo sapiens. Maybe these guys are a different branch, like Hemio sapiens. I don't know what the other ones are called, right? Maybe they just, I don't know, doing their own thing, hiding in the woods. I think maybe they all got killed off. Something, right? And I think maybe this was like the last few of them. They were hungry, going after human flesh or something. I don't know,
All
trying to
right.
protect their territory. That's
So
what I think. That's what I think. I don't think
so
they exist anymore.
all right. So Dennis Martin was maybe killed by a Green Beret, large, hairy World War II veteran,
That's exactly what
Navajo
happened, I
code
think.
talker. Okay.
That's exactly what happened.
Case
Yeah, we
case
have it
closed.
solved.
We did. All
Case
right.
solved.
We're on to the next one.
On to the next one. Anyway, so we covered a little bit of Bigfoot. We did Dennis Martin. Now we're on to Jared Atadero. Atadero. I think he's a Navajo code talker as well, because I can't fucking pronounce that. Excuse my slight racism. Let's move on.
Jesus
Anyway,
Christ.
we can cut that out if it's really necessary. I think we could leave it in, to be honest. Anyway, Jared Atadero. Excuse me. I think he could be Italian as
Atadero.
well. I don't know.
Atedaro.
It's definitely native, man. What do you think?
I'm not gonna speculate. I can just look the name up.
Just look it up for
I
me.
can just. He has
I'll
a
tell
wiki.
the story. I'm on the wiki. I don't know if they got that into it.
Actually, that would be fascinating if he is native because of our nation's history.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
He
you
was
want to talk
hiking with his
about
Christian
systemic racism
social
in this
group, though.
country? Say again.
Yeah, he was part of a Christian social group on this trail. So, I don't know if that's likely, but
I don't know.
maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe. Anyway, you look that up, I'll tell the story. So, October 1999. Alan, two L's. They were staying at a resort in, bear with me, let me pull this up, Roosevelt National Forest, Colorado. Alan was with his twin brother, Erleen, fucking weird names, man, weird names. And then they had their sons, I think it is. This is not spelt that well. I think son and daughter. Jared and Jocelyn. Like I said, Jared is the kid who went missing. He was age 3 at this time. So they were reluctant about going on this hike to a fish hatchery. They didn't really want to. Big South Trail is what the trail was. I've actually been on it. Quite a beautiful trail. Anyway, they described it as a beautiful day, Bluebird Day. Colorado is fucking beautiful, so you just know it's a great day, right? They're hiking up, and this kid kind of runs up a little bit, and he sees these two fishermen, and he kind of looks at them fishing. They kind of, acknowledge him and all that, and the kid keeps running 50, 80 feet down the trail. And the parents, are the dad and the uncle, they can't really see him. But they know he's like not far. Like I said, 50 to 80 feet down the trail. They're like, whatever. Like he's not far. These two fishermen just saw him. Anyway, so they get down the trail. They keep walking where they last saw him, or where they thought he went. They don't see him. They're like, huh, that's weird. They keep walking, starting to get a little worried, right? Still can't find him. Anyway, fast forward now, hour. Dad's freaking out, uncle's freaking out. They get everyone involved. They launch a search, and they cannot find this kid at all. Gone with the wind. He disappeared like that, just like the last one. Just disappeared, right? Like right in front of
What's
people's
with
eyes.
all
Like,
these
what?
just like vanishing acts?
That's what I'm saying. That's why
It's
people
all. It's
suspect it to
always
be
just.
kind of paranormal.
Well, I feel like they're all the same. It's just immediate.
A lot, and it's a lot of the kids are vanishing acts. Like somebody picks them up, no footprints, no nothing, just picks them up and carries them off. And but the thing that picks them up makes no noise. Like, can a human do that? You would know. You would notice if a human,
Well,
like a kid, would
it's
start
like
screaming.
immediate too. They're like all of them are like, yeah, I just saw him like 45 seconds ago. I turned my head
Like 40, he turned
and
around
he's
a corner,
gone.
he's gone.
He's gone.
No, a lot of these cases are like that. Some even involving like adults, where they are like, and that's the thing. If it's a serial killer, this kid like would scream at some point, or you would track the footprints of a serial killer, right? Especially in that terrain. Like if you hit a
I mean,
trail at
it
one
can't
point,
be out in the woods like that. I just feel like there's no way that a serial killer could have like the ability for like a human being to like grab a child, keep him quiet, run that far, and
in that it covers
yeah,
that amount of distance. And
wild.
then, like I said, so searching dogs came out. They didn't. The only scent they picked up was of Jared's. They didn't pick up another scent, right? So, like I said, so Alan, who Aline sounds like now. I thought it's Alan. I think it's Aline. I think now might be the mother. Excuse me, because she started breaking down. Lost my baby. Lost my baby. No father saying that. He's freaking out too. But I think I think Aline might be the mother. Like I said, resort manager in the area called sheriff's office. They got dogs out. They looked for uh, I mean, what was it, like a few weeks just trying to find him. Uh, let's see. Yeah, they couldn't find. Anyway, so what happened? Well, so as they did the investigation, as they launched the search, they also had a helicopter search for Jared, and this is 96, excuse me. So, like we discussed this last time, like to see if they had infrared and all of that, because I know it's a thing at this point. Was it on the helicopter? There are a few missing 411 stories where they did use infrared cameras. I don't have any of them today for us, but yeah, they did use infrared cameras for their searches. I don't know about this one, but this
1996, they
helicopter
would
was.
have been like well into thermal tech as well as night
Yeah,
vision.
I feel like what? Yeah, I feel like they probably did. It's a Huey, right? So
Yeah,
maybe
it's
not. I don't know.
no, it's probably a
Army budget.
Huey
Who
or
fucking knows?
Black Hawk that's flying above, but also, I mean, it could have
No,
been like
yeah,
any kind of support
no,
helicopter.
no. It was a Huey. Yeah, UH-1N, Huey, Warren Air Force Base, Cheyenne, Wyoming, to get it exact. Anyway, what the weird thing about this, I mean, helicopters do crash like relatively often, which is kind of weird. This one went down looking for Jared, which led not only the case to be expanded, but they were now looking for three other people. Thing about these three people, it's a helicopter crash. They found them pretty quickly. All died in the crash. Pretty tragic, but yeah. Let's see. Oh, excuse me. As I was, I'm pretty sure one survived. One survived actually. Kicked the window, managed to pull the unconscious out. Severe concussion, femur bone exposed. I think one survived the crash. That's quite fascinating. We should get him on the pod. But yeah. So at this time too, so hikers also like heard like a playful scream a few miles away, like a kid like not like screaming like he's scared, but like a little like giggle scream or something like that. Nothing they're worried about. They kind of moved on, but it's a little off the trail. They didn't think much of it because it didn't sound malicious or anything. So yeah, they were like whatever. The thing about this one though, Dennis Martin, No Trace. This one, they actually in 2003 they actually found parts of his body. Rob Osborne and Gareth Watts were hiking, and they found parts of his shoes, or his clothes, shoes, and skull fragments. So let's see. In '03, DNA matching wasn't as good, so for whatever reason, it was 80% likely to be Jared's. Excuse me. Later testing in later years confirmed it was 100% Jared's bones and clothes. So they found him. They found They didn't find the full skeleton, but they found bone fragments. Um, and this is 2003, and they found his clothes kind of torn up, worn by the weather. So more than likely, maybe like given the fact that they found him, that maybe he just wandered off, or maybe he got taken by something. But like we just discussed earlier, like
I'm
it's
seeing
so sudden.
the two big like theories are abduction or mountain lion, with mountain lion attack being the commonly accepted one. The problem with the mountain lion one is like it doesn't really the evidence around like his clothing and stuff doesn't really suggest like a big struggle. It's there's some weirdness. I guess they found like his pants inside out and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm reading that too.
That's bizarre. I don't know why, unless my brain is trying to play this out. Maybe I mean he's 3 years old.
Yeah.
He's 3 years old. I'm guessing if it was a mountain lion, it killed him pretty quick. This is a brutal. If you read the mountain
Yeah.
lion attack,
Yeah.
absolutely fucking brutal.
Yeah.
But as far as like the abduction, I mean, I hate that we even have to, you know, but
No, this is sad.
it's. I mean, who kills a 3-year-old?
Shit-
I mean, who
shit
kills
happens
anyone?
wrong
Who
to-
kills a
Who
3-year-old?
kill- yeah,
man?
who kills anyone?
What are we
we are on
doing?
What are we doing? What are we doing? Why doesn't we mentioned this earlier?
Why
Give
does
your
this happen?
3-year-old a gun and let him just start
Yes.
sliming kidnappers, as they say.
You know what?
No,
You know how we defeat pedophiles? We arm the
we
peds.
arm children.
We arm the peds.
children. How do we stop school shootings? We give every single child a gun. Loaded.
Everybody.
No, teachers can't have them.
All right. Okay, I think this has gone too far. The teacher. Every child. If every kid has a gun, there's no such thing as a school shooter because everybody's a school shooter.
Yeah, well, no, I think they'd have more often. That was satirical, by the way.
That was
for people
definitely
wondering. That was a joke.
satirical. Yeah, don't do that. Do not arm your kids.
Yeah, moving
But I
back
mean,
to the
there was
go ahead, go
definitely.
ahead.
I think we talked about it a little bit yesterday, but we talked about how like we as a generation have gotten so soft, and we need to get back to like raising our kids with a little bit of, fucking aggression,
sense,
like
racial
common sense,
awareness.
like just like hey,
Yeah.
not everybody in the
Like,
world
let's
is
go back to
nice.
basics. Like, have you ever gone to a grocery store and the kid like I'm not gonna kidnap a kid, but you're like, if I was gonna kidnap this
It's so easy, right?
Not that I
no, but
would,
it's
but
it's-
it's like I think you have a kid on the way. You think that you're like this kid's with, excuse my language, but
no, don't do it.
no, okay,
it's just no,
not
it's
the
like
brightest in the world. Maybe missing a chromosome,
yeah.
but he's not.
Th-
Why is
hey.
he walking around like that?
for those listening, there's a way we talk in the army, and then there's a way everybody else in the world talks. The way we talk in the army has no filters. But
I apologize.
my thing is like I just remember like as a kid, I don't know what it's like in grade school these days, but we were always taught like even whether it was like in Boy Scouts or like even in like karate, like I did karate. I remember they'd be like, these are things you should look for in people that might have intentions of hurting you. You know, these like mannerisms, or if they try to get you to get in their vehicle, like
Yeah.
it's like I'm not
Yeah.
saying that kids today, like I'm not saying that we've made kids like stupid, but I do feel like there's like this element of like, oh, we're sheltering our kids. We shelter our kids. We shelter our kids. And if you shelter them all the time, they're not going to like have any ability to kind of
Yeah.
like, kind of read between the lines, or like they don't know the real world. Like they just live in this like umbrella.
Yeah, this.
So,
umbrella, yeah.
I mean, it would be nice. Like, I don't know, like my kid's going to know how to, I'm straight up going to be like, yo,
gun.
somebody ever,
out the womb. It's a joke.
he's got a little Derringer in his Huggies.
A little 22, a little suppressed 22.
He's dropping him off at daycare.
John Wick's the daycare.
The-
School shooting. You think it's like a middle school?
All right, we're done. We're done. Okay. Hey, you guys aren't welcome back at this daycare because little Timmy brought a fucking revolver.
A slime cannon.
Okay, but I do think like
as we were.
as I was, I do think like I'll be like, yo, if someone grabs you, fucking kick them in the dick. like
Well,
as hard
that-
as you
like,
can. Like,
Well, think about it too. Like thinking about it too. You're a 3-year-old. Really, the only thing you can do, like a 3-year-old, your child, like when you have your kid, how far are you gonna be away from your kid when he's 3
no,
years old?
I'm
Like not
leash.
far at
Gonna
all.
have a leash on him.
Leash on him. You're right. The kid just starts screaming instantly. Someone picks you up, scream, boom. I know where the noise is coming from. I can get to that noise, right?
I'm sliming that guy so
Sliming
fast.
him instantly. No, that's another tangent. It's dark. Let's not get into that. But yeah, my thing about this story regarding Jared Atadero is
I'll get into that.
50, 80 feet.
Immediate execution on site.
Yeah,
Sorry, no,
no,
carry
there's-
on. No, I'm sorry.
any-
No,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah, no, you're
actually.
good. No,
I'm not.
I
I'm
would
not
too.
sorry.
Don't be sorry about it. I would too. I'm out of a bev. Anyway,
I just this one's sad, honestly. But I
one's
mean, the
sad.
tangent that we
No,
went
but-
on
but
is
let-
true,
yeah,
but this
yeah.
one's sad. This one is
No,
sad.
and I want to get into a little bit more, right? So the way they found his clothes, not only are his joggers turned inside out, the decay or whatever you want to say on the shirt and all that does not match how a mountain lion would have dragged the body or bitten the body or scratched the body, right? So that doesn't add up. Also, sneakers relatively fine. I mean, weathered. Also, too, this was about a little less than a because this is 99, right? If I'm not mistaken, yeah, 99. So this is about a few years later. They found, like 4 years later, they found the body. Birds were using it to nest and all that. Birds don't tend to. I mean, some do, but not a lot of birds. I don't know the exact birds tend to nest in the same spot every year. Flying away from the cold and all that. Like I said, I don't know what birds, but it tells me almost like his remains were almost planted there. You know what I'm saying? Like his trousers inside out. It just seems weird. Like why not find it earlier? But yeah, I don't know. And also being abducted too. Like we just mentioned this. No scream. It was like right there. They would have noticed. It just seems like someone picked him up without a sound and just took him, like the last kid.
I mean, I feel like this happens like all the time. Like I there's probably I'm not even gonna speculate. Hold on, I'm guessing that there's what do you think, like 20,000 missing kids like cases in America?
Are we talking like across America or just in national parks?
Just in America.
I would
My
say
God.
I would say way more than 20,000.
Wow.
What,
Yeah. No. Like
in the
there's like
100,000?
93,000 active. There are 349,557 reports submitted to the FBI. So like, I don't know
Is
what
that since when?
dictates.
Is that this year or is that?
Yes, this year.
Wait, are you serious?
In
This
20
year?
sorry, in 2024,
350,000?
total missing person reports 533,936. I didn't even go down the rabbit hole of like
Yeah.
unsolved cases, like cold
Yeah, no,
cases. That's
yeah,
bizarre.
I mean,
that is bizarre.
I mean, I feel like a lot of them too are like parenting issues, but at the same time, like that is.
No, I mean you could probably throw out like how many
Yeah.
runaways, how many
Like 10,
husband
20,000,
murdered. I
right?
mean, I
Maybe a
hate to
little
be
bit
that
more
way,
than
but
that, I don't want to say hundreds of thousands. Like that's
that's
there's a lot of
literally. I
things
mean,
that
you
have to
literally
be
can say
legit.
hundreds of thousands if we're talking over the
Yeah.
course. If this is the
Of a
average,
year?
300,000.
Of a
And
year?
think about like today, like there's CCTV footage everywhere. So like the idea that anyone can take it's honestly baffling that anyone can
No,
take
it's
anyone.
scary.
You have a Ring
And this is
doorbell
just the United
on
States.
every
Yeah.
house.
Yeah. Palantir.
Yeah, civilization's fucked up.
No, it's fucked up. Anyway, I think, due process and all that, if someone kidnaps a child, immediate
Death.
on the spot.
Death.
On the spot. I would. I don't
Right
care.
there.
I would
Right
go
in
to
front of
jail.
the kid. No.
I'd go
That's-
to.
No, but I just
Well,
no,
dare you.
but I'm saying it's the highest of
scary.
punishable.
It's scary.
It
Yeah.
should
I mean,
yeah,
you
it
have
should
a
be
kid
held
on
in the
the
highest
way, so
regard.
I know this speaks to you a little more, but yeah, if I had a
I
kid,
would
I mean,
I
even-
would
don't have a kid,
swing first, ask questions later if I saw
I
someone with
would
my
shoot first.
Amen.
Hit your shots right, but this way you got
Hit
to
your-
practice marksmanship.
kid.
Anyway,
Hey, Lutak, baby.
moving on to so what do you think? He got abducted? That's what you think?
No, I think it was the mountain lion. I think science tells us the
But
simplest
no
answer is
scream,
usually
no nothing. Like he was 50 to 80 feet away from the
Dude, I
family when
think-
he went missing.
I think No, I think he wandered off. So they say he was 50 to 80 feet. I think somehow he wandered off. I'm trying to think of like a 3-year-old. The last time I got to think of like the mental capacity of a 3-year-old. When's the last time I interacted
Yeah.
with a 3-year-old? Could they have like just like wandered off? Like could this kid have like just like
guess.
walked? Could he have
But,
seen
like, I
a
don't know,
mountain
like,
lion and been like,
what's
"Ooh,
his,
kitty"?
like, the 3-year-olds like walk weird still, like like they're toddlers, right? Like they
Yeah, they're
walk
still.
kinda
I
weird,
mean,
like, little jumbled walk. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I don't know. I personally think something weird is going on with these stories because
someone
like,
took
they just
him?
snatched up. I think something took him. I don't know if someone took him. Anyway,
If so,
I
I
know.
mean,
You
it
know,
wouldn't have taken much. Like if it was a lion
it's
or a
actually
bear.
Dennis Martin, the hairy Green Beret.
It, Dennis Martin is the hairy Green Beret.
He is.
He's the
all
Navajo
of these are
talking
because
Green
of him.
Beret. All right, and we've got it. We solved
right.
it. All right.
We solved it. All right. Next
All right,
case.
on to the next one.
Glenn and Bessie Hyde. I think this one is more.
Glenn. What a name.
I'm not
Glenn.
gonna say.
Bring the name Glenn back. And Bessie. Glenn and Bessie.
And Bessie.
I'm just guessing this is the like 30s or 40s.
This was Bonnie and Clyde before Bonnie and Clyde. You know what I'm
Glenn,
saying?
give me a. Was I right on the year? Like the time period? It's
What-
got to
what
be
was your
like.
time
I
period?
said like it's got to be like the 30s, 40s.
Oh, you're 2 years off. 28.
I knew it. Glenn and Bessie. Nobody has ever met a Glenn and Bessie.
No, they haven't.
No.
Well, not in this time. Not in my lifetime.
No, not since Nazis were on
Oh.
the battlefield. All right, carry on.
Yeah. You just got killed by Glenn. Anyway, yeah. All right. So, Glenn and Bessie Hyde, right? So, Glenn was. I actually went on this the top part of this trip. So they were doing a river trip. Glenn and Bessie Hyde in they started in Idaho. No, excuse me. They were doing Green River, Utah, which I've been to more often than not. Believe it or not, it is a beautiful place. I have some pictures that maybe for the YouTube I can insert. Absolutely like Red Dead picturesque sort of, mountains. It's just fucking beautiful, man. So these two are on the Colorado River and they are doing a rafting trip. There's also a picture of the boat, which is look it up right now, so you can see this boat. This boat is not what you would think. It is like.
Oh, what do
this
you want me
shit
to
should
Google
be-
exactly?
Glenn and Bessie Hyde. Go to the Wikipedia page. There's a picture of the boat and Glenn on the boat. It is. I don't know how the fuck they made it down in that boat. Well, they didn't make it down, but they found the boat. Anyway, spoilers. Moving on. Sorry, the zins are hitting me. So let's see. Bessie Lewis Haley, born 1905, divorced quite recently and was having a bit of a midlife crisis. I'm inserting that. That's not in the story, but she was. And she's going on a river trip with Glenn Rollin Hyde.
What was their honeymoon?
So, is there? Yeah, you could say that, right? And so this boat you could refer to as a scow. They call it kind of a weird like it's like imagine like a rafting boat but not rubber and wood. It looks weird.
Yeah, I'm looking
Something
for
you
a
would
picture
see at
of
like
the
bottom
actual
of like
boat,
a lake.
but-
You know what I'm saying? Because there's no way these things. Just go to the Wikipedia page. It's the
Oh,
first
this
picture.
tiny little thing?
It's weird looking. Anyway, so they decided to go down Green River on October 20th, right? So they were last seen on the Sunday of November 18th. So this is a pretty long trip. I'm pretty sure if they're going down Colorado River, they're going.
This is
they might
the
be going through
boat.
Arizona.
This is the boat Tom Hanks built to escape the island in Castaway.
Yeah.
This is not a boat. This is a raft.
Yeah.
is-
That's the best way to
What
describe it.
they? I'm not gonna say they deserve this, but what are we doing?
What were they thinking? No, that's you got to look.
This
at it. We'll
is
insert a
the
picture on YouTube. This
Titanic
is-
of boat. It's
Of
just
the
you knew
Colorado
it was
River.
gonna fail. You had to know. Look at this thing.
Titanic of Colorado River, dude.
It's there's sails, and I think it's got a hole in it. This is a bed sheet they got from Goodwill. I'm not. I don't.
what
I
was it,
mean,
like-
it's not that I don't feel bad for him, but what like you
But,
thought
no,
this
they were
boat was
asking for
okay?
They were asking for it.
Your
It's a
Honor,
boat.
did you see what boat they were wearing?
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
I know it's
no.
28, but like, come on, like, what are you doing? Dodging the
Do we
draft
not
again.
have like paint and wood and what was
yeah, maybe
1928?
a little- they
Were
got
we-
wood, but like maybe a little paint. But like this thing is like
This is
it looks like a Rust boat. You know what I'm saying? Like the game Rust. I'm not a
yeah.
fan of
This
the
is
game,
like
but
the
this is-
Minecraft dinghy.
Yeah,
That is,
that's exactly what it is.
that is
the Colorado
exactly.
dinghy.
All right, no, carry on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, as we were,
This
as
is
we were.
wild.
So yeah, so they were going down the river. Let's see. So they're to meet for resupply. A few days earlier, they did not report. There. Let's see. Studio Homeland Canyon River. So they were photographed by Emery Kolb at the canyon rim before they headed down. Let's see. So anyway, so they didn't hit their resupply point, and a search was launched a few days later. They made it to River Mile 237. Let's see. Excuse me. Their
They got
boat
mile
was found
markers on the Grand
Mhm.
Canyon.
Yeah, they do. They do.
You
They
just
do,
look over your
actually.
when you call AAA because you broke down because your fucking
Yeah.
Minecraft dinghy
Sorry.
has a hole in it. They're like, what mile
Yeah.
marker are you at?
What mile are you at? Yeah, we're at
You're like, I'm
237.
at exit 117. Got you.
Exit 117.
We'll
going
send
towards,
we'll
the
send a
Grand Canyon.
raft.
We'll,
We'll send
we'll send something better. Anything.
we'll send
Anything's gotta be
Steamboat
better.
Willie to come get you. I'm sorry. I
Honestly.
can't.
Honestly.
I'm not. This. I'm sorry. This is just the most ridiculous. I don't know why anyone would go. This is a boat
Adventures.
you own. You
Adventures.
own a pond. Like when you're in the country and someone has a
Yeah.
pond on their land. This is the boat
It-
that
no,
they
no,
haven't used
no,
in
this is
40
the boat
years.
you and the
That's been
boys
rusting in
build
the.
when It's not even rusting, dude. It's wood, dude. There's termites eating at it, dude. You and the boys got drunk one night, decided to build this boat, and you're like, good enough. It sinks instantly. That's this type of boat. That's what we're
This is
describing. Anyway, anyway, moving on. So yeah, they found the boat kind of upturned, kind of after some rapids in mile marker 237. I think.
No shit.
Yeah.
One.
All
I
right,
bet
all right.
one gust of wind flipped this thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Anyway, but yeah, no bodies were in the boat, so it seems like at some point maybe if they went over, they
Were
would have
they
gotten
in
out
the
of the
bottom
river,
of the
right?
river?
Yeah, right. So I've been on this river before, and it's not that crazy. Granted, this was 28, so the river levels were probably much higher. Like
Could
much,
be
much
higher, could be lower. I don't know anymore.
I'm also tracking. There's a dam there. I don't know when that was built either. But I imagine it's higher. When I did this trip, the rapids were not crazy intense, but you could, get stuck on them. But if the river's higher, you're not gonna have as crazy rapids. Like I said, I don't know what the river looked like back in the 20s. But anyway, you would think though, right? If they're going on a boat, they probably know how to swim, and maybe they'd get to the side, walk down, get their boat, reconvene, do a little spot report, and keep going. But no, or lace report as I was.
Yeah. Giving a lace report.
Liquids. The boat sank. Liquids.
Liquids. We have too many.
Ammo, none. It's at the bottom.
Casualties. Okay. All right, we're done. We're done.
Casualties, us two, AAA's coming right now.
I don't know what the. This isn't funny, but one, I don't know why the mile marker is so funny to me.
It got you? Yeah, there's mile markers on the river.
I can just imagine like highway patrol pulling you over, and they just look at your fucking boat like, what the fuck is
What the
this?
fuck are you doing? The highway, you mean river patrol?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Are you tracking Cassius Thundercock?
Thundercock? Body cams instantly off.
Apparently, his body cam has been off since 1928. All right, we know what we know.
The immortal fucking killed him in the canyon.
Cassius Thundercock. I'm gonna have that.
Part. Anyway, moving on. So anyway,
He sank their fucking boat.
he gotta.
It's like I just can't. I can't. He pulled up. He said license and pigmentation, and he just.
Oh, the crazy thing is they were white, so I don't know.
I don't know. Cassius don't care. Cassius
don't care.
Cassius got a. He's got a.
Cassius is bloodthirsty.
Okay. All right. So Cassius sunk the boat.
Anyway,
All right. Or I guess it didn't
Cassius sunk
sink.
the boat.
He killed them. He didn't sink the boat.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
all right. Back on track.
So anyway, so back on track. So the final photo that was taken of them was on mile marker 165. Like I said, boat was found on 237, so quite a distance away. Almost 100 miles.
Imagine if I was murdered and my truck just drove another 80 miles.
Yeah,
They're
I
like-
mean maybe like the self-driving ones.
Hey, his Chevy was found 80 miles away from him.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, so yeah, so they uncovered evidence to indicate couple made as far as 266, Diamond Creek, where they believed it made a camp. Noted at the journal.
226.
So
226.
they found her journal at this camp, and they've clearly made it to mile 231. So in a 6-mile span, they disappeared. Right. Like I said, the boat hit their scow, their fucking Minecraft dinghy hit submerged rocks in the heavy rapids near 232, and that's why it was damaged, snared, or capsized. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, they were never found. That's the weird thing about it. Maybe they floated downriver, but you'd think if you're in such a shitty boat, you would invest into like the swimming attributes and all that. I don't know. So my theory is, why not swim off to the side? Like I said, I've been on this river before. Also, if the rapids weren't as crazy back then, due to the water level being higher, why not swim away? Also, they searched the rocks and all that. Anyway, didn't find anything. So now that we're into this, like I said, never found. Weird theories have gone into it. So on a canyon trip on the same stretch of river in 1971, there's a group of rafters. Have you ever been on a rafting trip before?
No, but it sounds awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, if you have a fucking real boat.
Yeah, I did my
And Cassius Thundercock isn't patrolling the fucking.
with this dinghy, dude. Yeah, he might kill you.
He's just got a warship out there.
He's got the battleship, the USS Thundercock. Anyway, so a lot of rafting trips, you go with a guide, right? I did one, I didn't really lead it, kind of, but I did like an EMT course where we did a lot of outdoor shit, and we kind of like led our own, but we all kind of knew each other at that point pretty well. But normal, rafting trips, you get a guide and like a group of people, some of them, probably your friends, other people you don't know, just to fill the boat. So in 1971, rafters went on a group rafting trip down the same stretch of canyon, and this chick, older chick, she was like, guys, by the way, they were telling the story of Benny, Glenn, and Bessie going missing, and she was like, guys, you know what's crazy? I'm actually Bessie, and I'm back haunting this river, and I'm here. People were like, what the fuck? Anyway, they looked more into it. It was just some random chick trying to, get some clout. Proved not to be her. Anyway, they also found. So later in 1976, they found skeleton remains of a young male at the canyon rim. They were ended up proven not to be Glenn's. Let's see. So Emery Kolb, Emery Kolb, who took the picture of them when they first set off. Remains were discovered on his property, and he was one of the last known persons to see the couple alive. However, after forensic investigation, they concluded that they were not of the age that fit Glenn and Bessie. So, like I said, these guys disappeared with no signs or trace. Like I said, signs and trace, but no signs or trace of their bodies. But camp and their boat was found, but they themselves weren't found, and it is a well-traveled area. So,
Did they go to the bottom of the river? Were they able to get to the bottom of the river? I don't know.
They're probably sitting off like the
It's
Gulf of Mexico somewhere.
1928. I mean, I don't think they had the capabilities to
had
probably.
a lot, yeah. There was a war looming, I think, around that time. I don't know when World War I happened. I'm more World War II guy, but
Jesus
I think,
Christ, World War I had ended like 10 years prior to
it
this.
did.
1918.
As I was. Yeah, so they're fine.
But this would have been the Roaring 20s. Some of the suspicions that I'm reading here about maybe she killed her husband, I mean, there's no documentation.
Excuse
There's
me,
no
I missed
evidence.
no, I missed one last thing. In late 2008, a donation photograph documented to the Grand Museum collection in an effort by the Cocino County Sheriff's Office to solve the county's cold case led to the identification of the Klob skeleton as the unidentified suicide victim of the park in 1933. So, like I said, Klob was a photographer that took a picture of Glenn, and Bessie. And yeah, that skeleton they found on his property was a unidentified suicide victim that he just liked to keep around in his little shack. Like I said, yeah, no bodies were found of Glenn or Bessie. So yeah, what do you think happened?
Uh, this one's tough. There's not really any evidence to support like anything.
Anything?
Obviously, I
Any?
mean,
Yeah.
there it says. So I did some more. So yeah, no official remains have been found. Um, dude, I honestly,
Yeah, my thought is, well, you saw the boat they built, not the
yeah,
brightest
that's.
fish on the lawn.
Well, I think Cassius Thundercock fucking he took
Yeah,
his
rolled
jet
up on him
ski
and killed him.
and used a Gustav. Obviously, he didn't affect the
He hit him with
boat.
he hit him with an orbital strike.
I think if you build a fucking rowboat and take it on a river, I don't know how aggressive this river is, but it's the Grand Canyon, so I assume it's ripping in some places. Yeah, they probably capsized and drowned.
Yeah, I think so too.
I,
Honestly,
I think
know a
they're
lot of
just
these
at the
stories.
bottom of the river. They probably hit their head.
Yeah, I mean the river's like gone down in recent years. Like I said, I've been on it. I didn't see any skeletons in there, so I didn't go as far as they did. But yeah, probably. I think that's what happened, or maybe like they ditched the boat and some like mountain lion got them. I don't know. Like I said, it's kind of like wild man's
These
country
damn
off the
mountain
river.
lions.
Yeah, so
It's
that's what I think.
killing
happened.
everybody.
It's the fucking mountain lions. Dude. No, it's Cassie's Thundercock getting everybody, dude.
Cassius Thundercock he's aiding mountain lions. All right.
Mhm.
All right,
Anyway,
this
moving
one,
on.
yeah, this one I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say.
It's
I don't
interesting,
chalk it up
but
to. It's
I
interesting,
think
but
it's
I don't.
I don't
Chalk
think
it
it
up
was
to
foul play.
paranormal.
Yeah, I
think
think
'cause
they
it's so
just
long ago, it's hard to like really like forensic
just
stuff, and it was more country.
no,
Like think about it back then, like there were oil fields and all that are around now. There's not a lot going on over there, so I think yeah, they were just like oh they disappear. Out tracking too, like the search wasn't didn't start till a few days later because of how they're doing their trip. So yeah, I don't know. I chalk it up to poor preparation.
yeah, that's true. I mean, it took a while for them to get that search party out. So there's too many variables. There's too much unknown here.
Yeah, yeah, there is. I agree with you. Moving on to the next story. I'm gonna try and be quick now because I do have to go at 7. But let's see. So next one is Deor Kunz Jr. Deorrkunz Jr. He's a 2-year-old disappeared in Idaho. So this is let's see,
Fucking Idaho.
quite an extensive thing. Oh, I know this case. So this one's weird, and this one I think I don't want to reveal it. Let me tell a story first. So mother and son, um, excuse me. So Jessica Mitchell, biological mother, and then you have Grandpa Bob. They all have different last names, which is weird. Um, uh, so yeah, you have Jessica Mitchell, Vernal de Orkunz, the father. Let's see, he was there on the trip. Grandpa Bob and Isaac Reenwan. So anyway, so you had mother, father, and then you had the grandpa, and then the grandpa also brought his friend, who is the grandpa's older, 76 at the time, and he brought his friend Isaac Rainwad, Rein Wand. Kind of a older guy who's not so good on his feet. Bad as described, he's almost on
What
life
year?
support.
What year is this?
This is recently. This is 2015.
No way. What's this kid's name again? Say it again.
Deorkunz, Deorr, and then Kunz.
Got him. All
Deorkunz
right,
Jr.
continue.
So yeah, so there's 5 people in total on this trip. Like I said, the grandpa, Isaac, the grandpa's friend, the mother, and Vernal de Orkans, the biological father. Right. So this one's a weird story. They get there on the trip. They explore the town. They drive up into Idaho, this little area, camping site. They're not doing like backpacking. They're doing like camping. Pretty sure they have like a trailer and all that. Mm, Like I said, Grandpa came. They're staying in their own little trailer thing with the friend. And so there's a little, so it's like kind of like a flat area, and a little down below, like a little hill down below, goes down to this little stream, right? So this is the second day. After they get supplies from the town and all that. The mother, excuse me, the mother put the kid away for a nap, but the kid was like, "No, I want to go with Grandpa and his friend by the river because they're fishing by the river and he wanted to check it out." So the mother, and they're about 30 feet away, um, and down this little hill, right? So they couldn't see the hill, but it's 20 to 30 feet away. So she's not worried about it. So she lets him walk off on his own to find the grandfather. So as this kid walks towards the grandfather in a 30 feet span, the kid goes missing. Uh, anyway, so I think I want to say, an hour goes by and they come back and they're like, anyway, the mother's like asking like, well, where's Mr. or not Mr. the kid, or Kunz, where'd he go? And they're like, oh, he never came down. What do you mean he never came down? I sent him down like he's right like behind you guys. I saw him walk right behind you guys. No, he never came down. This kid disappeared in a 30-foot stretch of area and was gone. His body was never been found. Remains have never been found. Like I said, this happened in 2015. Yeah, nothing ever happened. So this is where it gets weird, as a lot of suspected theories that are that it's foul play. So the FBI launched an investigation, all that. There's interviews with the mother, the father, the grandpa, and the Isaac guy. All of them were very I want to say not neglectful, but like I don't know, they didn't seem like the best parents, right? They kind of seemed a little, white trashy. They didn't really like want to give interviews. They didn't really like give investigators a lot to go off of, and you would think the mother would be a little more worried given the fact that her son just fucking went missing. And so a lot of people suspect that Isaac and the grandpa had something to do with it. Maybe they like ran him over and they tried to cover it up. But yeah, kind of weird that this kid goes missing in a span of 30 feet. No one knows anything about it. A
So
lot
you
of
tracking
investigation.
that they found evidence recently?
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah. So okay. So in 2024, they found a jacket, a fleece pullover, two-tone North Face hoodie that had blood all over it. It had animal markings on it, some scratching and biting, clawing to get whatever was inside of it. No pockets on the fleece jacket, meaning that whatever the animal was going after
Board off.
was not uh, was he didn't have something in his pockets like food or anything, meaning it was getting into him. It was trying to kill him. Wrapped up in the jacket. Let's see. So the jacket was manufactured in 2014 or early 2015, the same time frame as Dior's disappearance. Authorities turned the jacket over to Idaho State Police Lab, fucking Cassius, in late 2024 for DNA comparison. However, investigators were told only a partial DNA profile was obtained, and due to low-level results and limited DNA, no conclusion could be made. I fully believe that's what happened.
Well,
If that's it, that's
listen to this
pretty
too.
damning.
Listen to this too. So the mother also gave a story about how she saw Isaac, the grandfather's friend, with a muddy shovel with blonde hair on it. People really discredit that story because she kind of walked back on, not necessarily walked back
Is
on it, but
she
doesn't
is
really
she
like.
weird?
She's
What's with the
weird. Yeah,
mom?
there's interviews with them. You can watch videos and all that, but they're weird.
Jessica
Like I said, kind
Mitchell.
of white trash type folks. Just don't want to like talk to investigators. But yeah, I think she was getting at the fact there was kind of a weird dynamic with the Isaac guy. Like the mother did not like him at all. Like at all. And I think she kind of want to put the blame on him, but at the same time too.
I don't want to say I don't want to say white trash. This is a current case. I mean, these people are still around. Like I don't want to.
Watch the video.
This
Watch
these
the video.
families are these. No, you're right. I do need to watch the videos, but like,
Watch the video. And you'll change
what
your
I'm
mind.
seeing is kind of weird. These individuals do give
They're
off.
weird.
Yeah, I
Weird.
mean,
And
I
you're just
see what you're
reading it.
saying.
You have to watch like the interviews with them. They're weird.
Yeah, this is.
And they seem, and the mother, like, at first kind of seemed like, of course she's concerned, but not as concerned as she should be that her fact that her kid's missing. And also, two bizarre accounts, right? Yeah, I don't know. So, like I said, they found that jacket that probably was his. And also the fact that the mother was trying to blame Isaac, so I think there was that. I don't know. Maybe they teamed up to kill the kid. A lot of
what did they
weird
get out
elements
of
going
it?
on in this
What's
story.
what's
I
the
don't know.
motive?
Maybe there's like a spawn of Satan. They're like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I don't get it either. But yeah, they didn't give a lot to investigators or reporters, and there's not a lot to go off of. But this kid, what gets me about this story is that this kid went missing in a span of 30 feet, just like these other stories, where they're just snatched off the trail
That is weird.
and just taken. And no noise, like the mother would have heard something, the grandpa and Isaac would have heard something. So that's what makes me lead to believe that maybe they had something to do with it, right? But at the same time, they found that jacket. And even if an animal did take the kid, they would have heard an animal, even a mountain lion, run up at 30 feet. Granted, mountain lions are quiet, but 30 feet away, come on.
I don't know. Dude, this is I think this one's tough just because of how new it is.
Yeah. No, this one's weird. I mean, I want to go over more stories with you, like full episodes, like
Well, you got to do the end with the Dyatlov Pass incident.
Pass, yeah, and with that one. But there's more stories I want to go over that deserve, like, all these stories deserve their own individual episodes. But I just want to test the water, see how people like these and all that. I'm very fascinated by them, and there's more paranormal type stories. Like this next one, you could chalk up to more paranormal incidences. But yeah, hopefully this is well received, and we'll do more episodes like this. I can do a little more individual episodes on this. Yeah, moving on to Dyatlov Pass.
Yeah, we'll end with this one. This will be our last one.
We're moving out of the United States and moving to Russia. This is probably Russia's most famous missing 411 case.
Yes, I've heard this from Mr. Ballin. I think Sean Ryan might have.
Yeah.
Did Sean Ryan talk about this? Or?
A lot of podcasters get on this one. It is a very strange story, and like I said, deserves its own episode, but very strange story. So like I said, so this happened in the Ural Mountains, kind of headed in to Siberia. Like I said, this is in 1959, so Soviet Union still kicking, going strong. So this
kind of
university
coming back.
Kind of coming. Wait, now?
Yeah, I mean they want Ukraine and fucking Georgia.
And we're letting it happen. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, we're not. I digress.
Yeah, let's not get into that. Anyway, so
make Russia great again, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. They're doing it.
MRGA.
MRGA, yeah. Put that on a hat. We should sell that. Make some merch. Anyway,
just drop Cassius Thundercock behind enemy lines in Ukraine. He'd probably win the war.
Dude, he was in the third bat. Are you tracking that?
Dude, Buddy's Delta.
Yeah, no, he was in the third.
Cassius Thundercock is the Green Beret that killed.
Are you tracking?
Dennis
he was
Martin.
In Blackwater when all that shit popped off with Blackwater.
He's the Tim Kennedy of my generation.
He is. Tim Kennedy is kind of our generation as well.
Well, he's kind of like the previous. All right, carry on.
Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, so this was a expedition led by the University of the Ural Federal University, expedition led by some pretty high class individuals, you could say. 10 people went on in total, 2 females, 8 males. A lot of them have some credible backgrounds, like I said, like nuclear engineers, like all these guys and females on this trip have quite the history. One of the females who led it, she was like I said, she was the one leading it. She was quite the outdoorsman, you could say. And yeah, experienced people. They've done trips like this before, maybe not to this extent, but yeah, they are influential people. So anyway, expedition started in January of 25th, 1959. So this is prime winter conditions. This, like I said, this is not in. This is like headed towards Siberia, so not completely in Siberia, but close enough, right? I mean, like temperatures drop, I think, on this as low as 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's, yeah, it is some harsh conditions. So anyway, so this group sets out to, let's see where they set out from. Like I said, research was a little rushed on this because of this that last episode that kind of fucked us over with the lack. Oh, real quick, check to see if it's recording.
Yeah, we're good. Everything's good.
Oh, we're good. Okay, all right, sounds good.
Bro's
So-
got PTSD.
I do. So they arrived by train in Idvidel. I don't know how to pronounce that. At the town center. Anyway, so on January 27th, they began their trek towards Agora Jesus, Otorten Anyway. Anyway, on January 28th, so a day later, Yuri Udini, who had several health ailments, including rheumatism. Anyway, that's pretty much like your joints, like your what's the strong muscle again? The I'm a medic, I should know this. I'm blanking right now. Anyway,
I'm not tracking what you're. Anyway, just go ahead.
Rheumatism. Anyway, so yeah, he has like extreme muscle pain and degenerating muscles. I can't think right now. Anyway, he also has congenital heart defect. Almost want to say CHF, but it says defect here. So he was feeling these ailments that he had, and he decided to turn around because the joint pain. It was so bad he had to turn around. Anyway, the 9. So now it's back down to 9. They decided to continue on with the journey. So there's diaries that they found at the campsite on cameras as well. They made it up to I think it's, let's see, towards the top of Kholat Silak Saikal, which is one of the mountains, on January 31st. So they were trying to head. So snowy conditions started to set in. So they're trying to head a little lower, but they kind of got lost in this blizzard, and so they kind of headed up towards the mountain. And upon realizing they're up at top of the mountain, they decided to make camp, so they didn't freeze to death at that point. And like I said, this camp was found. Like I said, diaries and cameras and all that. But pretty much what happened, this is where it gets weird. These guys in the middle of the night, and gals, pretty much ripped the tent open from the inside, took off their clothes, and ran down the mountain. And most of them died from hypothermia and all of that. But the weird thing about, let me get more into it. Let's see. So let's see. February 26th, searchers found the group's abandoned and badly damaged tent on Khot Sikal at the base of it. The campsite was baffled. The search party, because of how weird it was, the tent was torn in half from the inside, covered in snow, completely empty. But at the same time, all of the group's belongings and shoes have been left behind outside the tent. And I mean belongings like clothes and, as I said, shoes, which is something you would need to head out into a negative 50-degree snowstorm. So why the hell did they do that? That is very weird. Anyway, let's see. Anyway, so 9 sets of footprints left by the people. So yeah, 9 people in total. They found 9 sets of footprints. Were only wearing socks. Some were wearing single shoes, like not a pair of shoes, just one shoe. Some of them even barefoot. They found, footsteps going to nearby wood deposit on the other side of the camp. 500 meters, these tracks were covered by snow. Some remains were found under trees and all that. They tried to make a fire, which just seems kind of weird. But yeah, and also one of these trees clearly had signs of someone trying to climb up on top of it and find, something, or I don't know. Yeah, they all died. They found all their corpses, and they all died extremely weird conditions, right? A few of them, at first, they're like, oh, hypothermia, stuff like that. But the thing that was really weird about it is that they found blood and all that everywhere. So they're like, oh, so there's clear signs of malicious intent. They did a little more investigating. These guys started throwing up blood and pretty much dying from like the inside, which is what's so weird about it, and the fact that they ran out pretty much naked. So, like I said, a lot of it, A lot of it said that they died of hypothermia. Um, let's see. So here we go. So all four bodies at the bottom of the creek in a running stream of water had soft tissue damage to their head and face. For example, Dubina was missing her tongue, eyes, part of the lips, as well as facial tissues, and a fragment of the skull bone was gone. Zolotroyov had his eyeballs missing. Alexander Vonatov had his eyebrows missing, not eyes, eyebrows. So yeah, uh, weird stuff, and these weren't like picked out by birds or anything. These were like ripped out. Um,
That's so bizarre.
so yeah, so like I said, they suspected maybe it was due to wildlife, but they did more investigation. It was not wildlife. These were weird incidents that happened. So speculation is there is a anyway. So I'll kind of round everything back together. So these guys and gals are one of them the one chick being a very rough outdoorsman. She knows the wilderness like the back of her hand. These other guys have been on trips like this before. Maybe it's not to this extent, but they know they're all prepared. They have all the equipment. They know what they're doing. They know the area somewhat well. At least the female that's leading the group, she does. They have done, like I said, know what they're doing. So at some point they get a little lost, and they decide to camp out at the base of that mountain to get away from the cold. Right? Imagine they make food, a tent, and all that. But at some point, something goes so wrong that they, instead of unzipping the tent and getting out of it like normally, they rip the tent open and run outside, half naked. Some, not some wearing socks, some wearing like one shoe, and then they find these bodies with eyeballs. There's muscle damage, clear signs of like malicious intent. Um, of these guys throwing up blood and just dying in the most strange ways possible. It is one of the most talked about stories in Russia regarding missing stories and all that. It is so weird. A lot of people chalk it up to paranormal, UFO, stuff like that. But I'll give you some of the theories. So, like I said, so a few of these guys were, most of them were high level individuals. Like one was a nuclear engineer and worked at a nuclear site. So some people suggest maybe there was nuclear. Let's see,
Like a
nuclear.
nuclear sickness, like the radiation
Yeah.
got to
Exactly.
him,
Yeah, like radioactive sickness and stuff like that.
radiation
Maybe somehow it
poisoning. Yeah.
spread. Radiation poisoning somehow it spread to these guys. There's also, I think one of them worked in like a experimental drugs and all that, and so they thought maybe they were poisoned on accident by somehow, or they also thought there was a nearby, I think I want to say military base that was doing some weird testing on stuff. Russia seems to like to do that, so they thought maybe like something in the water, something in the air, kind of got to them. There's a lot of theories on it. There's also some strange theories on this thing called infrasound, which is this weird, which they suspect might have happened from the military base. Is this weird pitch in the airwaves that makes people have panic attacks, and it's kind of weird. So maybe they thought that's what happened, but at the same time, that doesn't explain them gouging out their eyeballs and the muscle tissue damage. Like there's so many theories on it. There's also this katabatic wind, they call it, Katabatic wind. Um, is a kind of the wind with a weird updraft. Is I mean similar thing is it would have made it so. Let me see. Let me read this a little more. Ultimately, possess the katabatic wind. Let me go over katabatic wind real quick for you or for us. Is a downslope wind caused by the flow of elevated high-density air, mass below the force of gravity. Kabatic is also used since air density is not strong and air masses are usually cooler, right? So pretty much kabatic wind makes it so cold that they couldn't stand it, but at the same time, why take off your warm clothes and your warm shoes and all that and run out of the tent, rip out of the tent? So there's so many theories as to it, and it's proven it wasn't malicious intent. Like they didn't kill each other, right? So avalanche, maybe like they had to get like maybe that's why the one dude climbed the tree. But there are so many theories, and investigations as to what happened, and not a single one has a clear and concise explanation because of how many loopholes there are in this story. The only one I could see is the military test, possibly. Um, but like I said, it's weird, man. It's weird. The paradoxical undressing too, like that happens when sometimes you get really cold. So there's that theory from the cabotic wind or whatever you call it. But yeah, man. Like I said, this deserves its own. I didn't describe that the best I could have, but this deserves its own episode. There's also another weird thing that happened in Russia, a similar account, not as well documented, but very famous case as well. There is a survivor from it actually as well from this other case. I have to look more into that, and similar stuff happened. So yeah, I mean, let me ask you, what do you think happened to these guys? I know you've briefly heard about this story, but what do you think happened?
So based on science, I'm gonna say they were experiencing hypothermia and probably weren't acting in their, like they came to some form of like altered mental status, some delusional um, instance. I wonder, like, were they all naked? Because like, did one of them die and then they took clothes from that one to put on themselves, and then
Yeah,
another one
to put on
died,
them.
and then
Yeah.
like, but because I
So
don't.
investigators think like they were experiencing these weird symptoms at different times. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe they were poisoned. They all started experiencing these symptoms at like different times, but all of them died, and all of them were strange deaths. Like I said, what's the muscle damage from? What does it have to do with um hypothermia? Like, have you ever heard of a case where someone has hypothermia and they gouge out their eyeballs?
No, but what I'm reading here is it says all these like the not hypothermia, the like gouging of the eyeballs, the soft tissue, that this is post mortem. So whatever did this happened after they died.
So and that's where they think animals and all that, but at the same time,
Well, what animal does
why?
that?
I know, no. I get that, but explain the eyebrow one to me. You know how the dude's eyebrows were gone? His eyes were still there. Everything was still there, but his eyebrows were gone. What animal goes for the eyebrows? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
it's
I said, there's weird
definitely
stuff. Weird
more. This
stuff.
is the most supernatural of all of them. This one's bizarre, especially because like, excuse me, there is like, I don't know if credible evidence, but there's evidence to support that like certain individuals that night saw like orbs in the sky and different
Yep.
lights
Yep.
headed in that direction. The Soviet government is very cagey. I mean, they're probably cagey about everything. Russian government's just cagey about everything,
Everything.
but
But yeah.
they were definitely cagey around this situation. This one's weird. We might need to do a full episode on this because I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, I want to do a full episode on this, and there's another case as I was mentioning before, and there's a survivor from this last case, and there's very similar instances, and like I said, one survived, and she attributed it to what they were drinking and all that, and similar, yeah, similar background of the people as well. So yeah, weird stuff. This we will definitely do an episode on this and that other story. I need to do, like I said, more research on it, and tell the story a little more concisely, but. Yeah, this is a weird one, man. This is a good one to end on. But yeah, I think personally, maybe UFOs, maybe some paranormal stuff, because there's so many loopholes in the other theories that just can't be explained. Um, I mean, yeah. What is your final thought?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. Like, there's more questions than answers. Like, I don't have anything. I feel like this story, because I've heard this a couple times. I think I'll go watch the Ballin episode on this too for like a better
Yeah,
breakdown. Just like,
yeah,
just like to get like different perspective. And I think
yeah,
Sean Ryan talks about it too, so I'll probably watch that too. Because this
yeah,
is, of all the ones you talked about, this one's just weird, especially because it's
yeah,
involving like a large group of people, and the
yeah. And I
the
want, and
cause of
we're
death is so like, I mean, it could be hypothermia, but there's like all this soft tissue and like cracked
damage. Yeah,
skulls and chest.
yeah. And I want to do an episode, like I said. Watch those Sean Ryan and the Mr. Bond episode on these, and then we'll reconvene at a later time to do an episode on this one, and we'll tell the story again. And I'll get a lot more in depth and detail to it. And like I said, have that second story up as well. But yeah, man, there is weird stuff happening in this world. That's what I think it is. I think there's weird stuff happening in this world. Something or someone takes these people and does weird stuff to them. Like I said, the last four stories are more disappearances, and this one is a lot more evidence of what happened, and it's still unexplainable.
Well, yeah, I mean, a good intro into the missing 411. I actually like this. I think it was better
It's
yesterday when it
fascinating,
was
huh?
like we when I was truly fresh. But now that we know Cassius Thundercock committed most of these atrocities,
Yeah.
or
It,
he's probably not. It's no body cam
it's
since
easier to digest.
1928.
It's easier to
Yeah,
digest when we know who did it.
yeah,
When
we
we
know.
know who did it.
We're on to you, Cassius. So
We are. We are.
I I'd like to hear more of this. It's fascinating. I definitely
There's
want
yeah.
to kind of go. I didn't realize this is like a whole subject. This is like a whole Reddit
This is
page.
a whole yeah, this is a whole it has lore, man. There's lore to this and it's real is what's scary about it. But yeah, we can do more episodes like this if people like it. I like it, so honestly, we will do more episodes. I don't care.
What did we learn? What did we learn? We learned don't go
We
to the woods. Just don't. Don't do it. Never.
don't no, go to the woods
No.
and expect no. Yes.
Never.
Yes.
No. You should never be out
Yeah.
there.
Enjoy
Every kid gets a gun.
enjoy the out every kid gets a gun.
If you
Bigfoot's
see a
real
state
and you
trooper,
yeah, run.
make sure
Don't pull over. Don't
his
pull
body
over.
cam is not on.
No, make sure it's on.
No, it's
But
still in original packaging. It never left.
yeah, at that point, run. At that point, run. But yeah, that's what we learned. Yeah, after an action report. What do you think, man? What do you think?
We'll do the AAR, I think, off the air, but as far as like a brief one, I think this was a good episode. It just sucks that we filmed it twice and it's
Yeah,
like running
yeah.
out of
And
gas, but
yeah, like I said, I have so many stories in my head. Like I said, we'll do full episodes on this. I'll go over these more in depth. Like I said, a lot of these deserve their own episode. And there's a lot of these are covered online, but I want to, have these well out. I just want to put this out and see if people are interested in all that.
yeah,
So yeah,
absolutely.
man.
We'll put a poll up on the Spotify if you're listening and you've made it this far. Hey, thanks for tuning in with us. We're on Spotify now, the No Agenda Podcast, No Agenda Pod, and we're still on YouTube. Those videos are coming out a little bit later this week, but if you want first access to the pod, you're going to find it on Spotify first and foremost. So thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you next time.